What's up, everybody? Gotta see who's in the chat. Hopefully, I get the notification soon. What's up, everybody? Go check in with you guys. All right. Let's see who gets I get in the chat. Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday. Hope you guys are feeling great. Hope you guys are feeling amazing. Let me see who I can get in here. Come on, wait. So we'll get into the chat. It's about 6 p.m. Eastern time, so that means it's probably about 3, 4 o'clock in LA, Los Angeles. Some of you guys are probably just getting off of work and everything. Let me get a few people in the chat. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. I don't know what time zone you guys are in, but what's going on, Stanley? How are you, man? I hope you're having a great day. Few people just comment below, and for the people who's jumping in the chat, always hit the like button. Helps me out so much. Just smash the like button. I know you guys are about to ask me a lot of questions, so let's go. Trucker Black, what you think about the G37? I have one and wondering what kind of mods to get. Well, Trucker Black, remember, if you're thinking about modifications, I don't know exactly what modifications you're talking about. If you're talking about doing looks like air suspension, wide body, pretty much looks, you can do that. But performance is really what I usually talk about the most. So if you're talking about performance, the usual. Some test pipes for high flow cats, a CATBACK exhaust, the different intakes on the market from Z1 to STILLEN to even admin tuning intakes. And then after that, you get a tune by a local tuner or you get a remote tune. What's going on, Devin? Painting a roof black or wrapping it black? I would rather wrap it black, Devin, because painting it's gonna cost more. That's it. It's just gonna cost more to paint it. Wrap, depending on where you live, could probably either. I mean, if you go with tools and you know how to like put on a sticker, you could probably do the wrap yourself. But most shops are gonna probably charge you $100 to $300 depending on the tax they like to charge for that. Stanley, great. Just got a 2019 Q50 3.0T. Okay, bro, that's what I'm talking about, Stanley. Hope you enjoying that car. Everybody that's jumping in the chat, yo, let me get a like. Help me out. Help me out with that. I want to see how the likes are looking and everything like that. It helps me out. I really want to know that I'm doing good. You know. Um. Okay, Cameron said, what about 3.0T in a G37? Kemar. Well, there are a few YouTubers right now and other people that aren't, like, let's say, Z1 Motorsports that are now trying to swap the 3.0T in the 370Z. And another guy online is swapping the 3.0T in a 350Z. I believe the 350Z guy got it running, but, there's other things that he has to work out and everything. But he probably just ran off the pretty much the 3.0T's harness to just control most of the engine modules and everything like that, just to get it running. But it's always there's other things they got to work on. Car runs smooth, turbo lag, laugh loud. Brian, what's good, boss? What's going on, Brian? Hope you have an amazing day, brother. Uh, Caesar, what are the best performance tires for the Q50 RS in your opinion? Well, when I used to work for BJ's Wholesale Club, we used to sell Michelin's, BF Goodrich, and Uniroyals. But I was also trained on how to like work with other, learn about other tires. On the market, it's really what you want it for, bro. I mean, summer tires, you always got Michelin pilots. But if you want an all season tire, Michelin's also make a good super sport tire too. But you also have the Continentals. I think it's the DWH or HS's Extremes. Those are really good. At the end of the day, you have. It's hard to blend performance and mileage all in one tire. So you can get a tire that performs really well, really quiet, but it might have a short warranty. We may only get 20 to 30,000 miles on it. You might have another tire that may not perform as good, but you might get 60, 70,000 miles on it. So it really depends on you. But I really am a fan of Michelin and Continental tires for just all season performance. Okay, Stanley says Federal RSR are great tires. Oh, Federal not fun. I'm not really a Federal fan when it came to their tires at all. Like I'm really not a fan of their tires. At least when I drove in cars with those tires, I always found them to be loud. Like they have a lot of road noise and they don't get as much mileage. But it depends on what you want to use the tire for. That's like getting triple eights and thinking that you're gonna have a high mileage tire. Oh, shout out to Scrap 204. I appreciate that. You just jumped right ahead of the list. Thank you for. Damn, you just bought me a bottle. You bought me a bottle, brother. I appreciate that. What's up, bro? I bought my remote tune from AMS. My car is my daily, and I need it for work. How long was the tuning process, and were you able to drive your car every day? Do you get back? Do they get back to you right away? Well, everyone's experience with AMS will be different. I did speak personally about my experience with AMS, and pretty much what I would say is this: they are a performance shop, and they are one of those performance shops that you know what I mean. They charge a lot of money, but also I would sit there and I would honestly tell you that once you send them the data logs, or once you download the car, usually they get back with it to you. At least in my experience, within 24 to 48 hours. That's usually how it is, and from when I spoke to them after the fact, because I had a little bit of complaints, they stated to me usually the tuning process is 2 weeks. For some people, this actually does suck, and I'm not only speaking about AMS, I'm speaking about other tuning companies too. Reason being is, excuse me, guys. I mean, I don't know if you guys are hearing me well, so just hit a like or tell me if you guys hear me well, because I don't know if you are. Reason being is, some tuners and tuning companies, they'll give you support 2 weeks, a month, maybe even 3 months of revision, which is really good until you're satisfied. But with AMS, it's only 2 weeks, and you guys are just like me, regular day guys. We don't have time to go to the track and try to race. We don't have the space to go and come from 40 to 120 and to send them this information. So yes, it was a little bit annoying, and I did go over the 2 weeks, and I did explain to them that I don't have the time to. I have a full time job. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Where do I have the time and space to do that? So I really wish that they could change that about their tuning process. But yes, they got back to me within 24 to 48 hours with a new set of ROM updates to put onto the car. Okay, guys, I appreciate that though. I appreciate the bottle that you just bought me. Okay, I gotta get back to some of the questions. JCPJ. Any experience with butane and ethanol with high timing map? Also, would low pressure fuel pump help with fuel cuts at high RPM? Yes. Last first last. Yes, low pressure fuel pump upgrade will definitely help you with high RPM starvation. But usually you shouldn't be running into low fuel pressure on 93 unless you're pushing a really high amount of psi. But if you are going to be going above the limit, which I don't recommend because, we're not really tuners, but if you are a tuner, you know what you're doing already. Yes, you can use octane boosters and or certain ethanol boosters, such as E85 mixes with fuel, but you never know the concentration of E85 to the 91 or 93 fuel unless you have a flex fuel kit so you can know what the exact octane level is. And if you are mixing E85, a lot of people have stated, tuners and people who work on cars have stated that when you go above that E25, E30, yes, you can run into fueling issues at higher RPM with higher amount of PSI. I'm talking about 20, 21, 22, and your car may start stuttering. So that can happen. Next question. What's good, family? Thanks for the knowledge. I appreciate that, Breezy. Just got my 2017 Q50 RS. Do you prefer getting heat exchanger before a tune and run a tune on stock intercoolers? Well, bro, what I'm gonna say is that Sanchez, always get all your modifications first. Doesn't make sense to get a heat exchanger and then get a tune and then get downpipes, exhaust intakes. No. Get all your modifications first before you do any tuning. Get your heat exchanger, downpipes, whatever how you want your exhaust intake set up, then get tuned. Okay, that's my recommendation. Um, at Fraser, any worries about stock struts and shocks when lowering your car? Never lowered my car before. Well, at Fraser, if you never lowered your car before or never driven in a lower car before, I wouldn't recommend going and jumping into it because you may not enjoy the ride comfort. I'm not saying it's terrible. It's just that the car right now is pretty much comfortable. You hit bumps, you don't really feel much. When you lower your car on coilovers, you do, even though with coilovers you can adjust the firmness of the suspension, it still may not be something that you enjoy driving around in. Some people have lowering springs on their stock struts. I'm opposed to that because usually the struts start to lose their life after a certain amount of time. That's it. Like you literally took the car out of its optimized zone for the struts to work properly. So my recommendation is don't even do it if you've never been in a car that done it. At least maybe drive a friend's car or be in a friend's car who may have coilovers, a good setup, and that will let you know if you want to go over to that route. But if you are going to go to that route, I would recommend you go get a good set of coilovers for the car, because longevity wise, it's the easiest to install, and it pretty much gives the best ride comfort to me, next to like air suspension. um, Okay, give me a second, guys. Okay, at Blaine. Hey, I'm currently in the market for a 3.0 T Sport Q50. Do they all come with navigation or no? No, navigation is not standard, bro. That's not a thing. Some of the people probably gonna answer some of these questions that's already live. So if I get to your question late and someone already answered, I'm sorry. It's just that's how it gets sometimes. Stanley, average out at 15 miles per gallon. I've gotten a little higher even with the tune. I've gotten about 16, 17 in the city. It all depends on how I drive. Um, DJ Flo, what's going on, brother? How are you? You guys that just got your cues, congrats. Heat exchanger is a must if you don't want to heat soak after 2 or 3 pulls. That's less than 1K and doesn't gain power, but definitely keeps your power consistent. That's what you should add, bro. Just it keeps the power consistent. That's what the heat exchanger does for the 3.0 Ts. The car will be fast at 1 pull, but after that second and third pull, your car is gonna just be a lot slower because it's just hotter. Um, Kenmar, will the Red Sport have a 6 speed? No, Kenmar, we're not gonna get a 6 speed. We're not. Infiniti may probably gonna drop that 9 speed automatic that's in the Nissan Titan in the next few models, but I don't even know if the Q50 or the Q60 may even get that transmission. They might not even. They may just revise these whole 2 platforms and may just get rid of it. We don't know, but we're not getting a 6 speed. That's not happening. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me just get more to the questions. Everybody in the chat, hit the like button, please. Get them likes up. Get them likes up. I'm just here trying to answer you guys. I'm probably gonna be live for almost 2 hours today because yeah, I think it's the best time, and I've been getting a lot of questions on my IG at Boost in Motion and Boost in Motion on my Facebook, because sometimes it's simple things, and when I do these lives, I should do these lives at least every 2 weeks. It will be a little easier for me to get back to you guys replies on IG, which I've been doing pretty good. I've been getting back to you guys within 24 hours. Okay. Philip said, I just got a used 2016 Q50 Prime with 30,000 miles. What should be my first mod for under $1,000? Well, you're getting the car pre-owned. That's pretty cool. So you're gonna own it. 30,000 miles is a little high for the turbos, but my recommendation is, you said power mods. I'm glad you said power mods. I honestly would get a good set, depending on what state you are, a good set of MEGEN lower downpipes. I always have to say it. MEGEN lower downpipes for the VR30 community is really good. It doesn't really have any cracking issues or anything like that. There are a small amount of people who said that they've had oxygen sensor issues, but it's usually because the installer either didn't install them properly, might have damaged the oxygen sensor, or they may have exhaust leaks. But one I would say is get MEGEN lower downpipes. They're about $150. That will leave you with about $850. You're gonna need a heat exchanger. You can go with a more affordable heat exchanger from a Frozen Boost. That's like a DIY kit. You can definitely check on my channel, or if you join the Q50 Security group, these people will definitely jump in and help you where to get these Frozen Boost heat exchanger from. But if you want an easy to install heat exchanger, you go with Burger Tuning's heat exchanger. That's about 300, or you can go all the way up to a Mishimoto, which is like 450. I wouldn't really go with the AMS because you're just paying AMS tax. It's just too much money. But to do it cheaper, go with the Burger Tuning, I would say, because it's easy, bolt right in. And that will bring you to right around 450. You're about $550 left. After that, it's really up to you. I wouldn't get intakes because they're a little too expensive if you're gonna get AMS intakes. And the Burger Tuning, I'm not really into their intakes or any other company because they're really hot air intakes. At that point, 550, because it's your car, honestly, I would just get a tune. Try to find a tuner such as a B-Tune Performance. You have a few other tuners out in the market that may give you like a tune for $600-700. If you live in New York, you have RT Tuning. They have the easy kit tunes that they could just send you through the map, and you just install it. They don't have to put the car in a dyno. So yeah, I hate to say it like that. Downpipes, heat exchanger, and a tune. If you could just slap that for $1,000. If you want something that's easy and quick to install without having to deal with a tuner, you could go with a JB4. That's right around $550-600 too. but understand that JB4 isn't as quick as a full-fledged tune. All right. Okay, let me get to some of you guys' questions. Wow, that was actually on that question for, and that was a good question. I appreciate that. I like when people like to put it all into like a little box, like $1,000. What would you buy? Have you considered purchasing Burger Tuning WMT kit in Map Zero conjunction with the AMS tunes? Reason being is at Fast Q50, um, you, I'm not saying that the water meth kits are not good. It's just that you should get tuned for it. Like you can just add it to your car stock and it may give you a bit more power and consistent performance because it brings down the air charge temperature, right? But because you're doing that, the tuner itself, they can actually change up the timing a bit more because you have such a cool air charge. They can actually bump up the timing and you could gain more power. So would I add it to my car just to add it? I think it would be kind of a waste. Unless it's like hot summer days and I'm gonna be at the track all day, every day. But honestly, I don't see the sense in doing it because that's really a one trick pony thing, and it's only used for one thing, drag racing or racing. But on a daily basis, I don't see the sense in buying it. But if you are using for track use, I would recommend if you do get it, have it done in conjunction with your tuner, and they can actually be able to bump up the timing on your tune so you can gain even additional more performance. Because remember, it's bringing down the air charge. Let me speed up a little bit more. Jonathan, did you hear about Nissan's premium subscription where you could swap through new Nissans, including the GTR? Yes, that Jonathan. I definitely read about it. Pretty much people who might be in the chat, Nissan had came out with a subscription service. I was gonna bring this video out next week, but I'll talk to you guys about it. And if you're watching, hit the like button. Pretty much Nissan is letting us rent their cars, but this is in Houston. They're just doing a pilot program. We can rent any of their cars for about, I think it was $600 for the lower tier and $900 per month for the higher tier. What you can necessarily do, because if you get approved, you can drive, let's say, a Maxima on the first. Then you said, you know what? You come back the next day, I want a Versa. Then the next day, oh, I want I don't know, a Pathfinder. So you can actually change the cars out once per day. Now, also in that price of $700, $800, they actually pay for the insurance. They detail the car. They drop it to you. They literally take care of you. So it's like literally a Hertz that literally drops the car off to your house. Now for the GTR, like as the guy said, I think it was about $900 a month, but you can only rent the GTR up to 7 days. And for every day that you rent the GTR, you have to pay additional $100. So if it's 900, that's like $1,600 at the end of a week you spent to rent a GTR. That's stupid. But for the rest of the cars, I think it makes sense because some people may not have the best credit. They might not want to own a car and they want to drive different cars 30 days out of the year. 30 days out of the month. So I think it's pretty dope. And it's also because Nissan is broke, and that's a very quick way for them to make a buck. All right. I'm gonna get to some of you guys' questions. Just hold out. I'm just talking with you guys a little bit. All right. What's the best BA? Sorry, Chris. I don't know what that means. JC, okay. Thanks, bro. Okay, cool. Chris, what's the best bang for a buck for 2015 all-wheel drive 3.7 as far as exhaust system and intake? So, if you're talking about performance, I gotta say the best bang for its buck is test pipes because they're the cheapest and most affordable, and it's the best way to pretty much decatch your car and pretty much add an FFE, a free-flowing exhaust. That to me is the best bang for its buck. But then next to that would probably be a tune. Get an actual full-fledged tune because that's going to change up the complete characteristics of your car and it's going to make it quicker. So yeah, test pipes, tune. CATBACK exhaust definitely helps, but there's really no CATBACK exhaust on the market that's $300. That sounds good. Most of them at least $500, $600, $700, and they don't really add much more performance on top compared to this test pipes alone. Stanley, got the news that they're completely redesigning the Q50. I pray and hope it's not ugly. Stanley, Infiniti been making some good looking cars for the last 20 years. Even before then, because I even like the old Maximas in it, and not really the i30 that much. But even then, they've been making some good looking cars. Yes, they are gonna redesign the Q50 probably in probably 2022, I assume, 2023 ish. I don't think we're going to get a new model or at least a concept this year, but we'll probably get a concept sometime next year, and then maybe we'll get like a 2022 model. Um, Things to look for when buying a 2014 to 2015 3.7 Sport. This is what Dewis said. Bro, it's actually quite easy. Those cars are pretty solid. My recommendation, just regular wear and tear. Just make sure that you look at the tires before you purchase them. Make sure they're not bald. Look and see if they're bald on one end because there's an alignment issue. Drive the car, see if it shifts properly. If it's taking forever to shift to different gears, that means the gear transmission fluid was never changed or the transmission is slipping. But depending on how high the mileage is. But sometimes that stuff could be fixed by just doing a transmission flush. Um, Engine wise, just simple stuff. If you go check the oil and the oil is clean and clear, they mean they just did an oil change, so you really don't know the wear and tear on the car. Um, that's really it. Those cars are pretty much good. Just look for leaks and squeaks. But it's an older car. It's been out for at least 6, 7 years now, so it's gonna have more mileage and people are gonna beat on it more. Lastly, always check and see if your AC and heating is working whenever you purchase a used car, because you'd be surprised. We'll go drive a car, do everything, and then forget to check the AC and heating system to see if it works. Um, I live in CT. Okay, Philip, if you live in CT, then you can. I think I had originally said to you this is with the tuning, right? 1 second, guys. Bear with me. I just want to go back to his original question. I think he was asking about tuning. I just bought a used. Okay, what should I do? Yep. Okay, so then you can go to RT Tuning too in PA. RT Tuning in PA. They can also send you a tune too, so you don't have to go and get Donald tuned by them if you don't want to. Okay, let me go back forward. Okay, VQ. Hey, yo, should I get a G37 coupe or sedan? Now, VQ, full life, hear me out, brother. Or lady, I don't know who it is. um, I always get these questions, and I find it weird that you guys ask me, should you get a coupe or a sedan? Yo, that's up to you. Like, you know what you like. I mean, I like chicken wings, but then I like the Thai wings, but then I like basic jerk chicken wings. So it's like it's hard for me to choose. But you got to know what you like. So if you like sedans 4 doors to fit more holes, then get that. But if you like the coupe, so you could be stunting, look, you know how it is with coupes. You just drop the top. You know how it is. It's up to you, brother. Like it's honestly up to you. Um, but I'm a sedan lover, so that's why I have a Q50. And that's why I had a G37 before that and Maximas before that. Give me a second, guys. Okay. Look at the insurance rates before you go get the coupe, brother. Nick, I appreciate you jumping in that, because the coupes usually charge a little bit more than the sedans. So that's another thing too. But depending on where you live. Trucker Black, how do you feel about lower cars as daily? Trucker Black, I've been driving lowered cars. I'm 32 right now. And I've been driving lower cars since I was like 17, 18. So yeah, I'm used to it. And I'm a grown ass man. Sorry to curse on here, but I'm a grown ass man. But I just can't drive a stock height car. It feels weird. I at least have to lower it an inch, add some nice tires and wheels to it, have it sitting flush and clean. I just cannot. I think I'm gonna be 50 years old, and whatever I drive, I still gonna have to have it lowered, or it's gonna have to be built low. Um, I live in California. That's what Chris says. Okay, Chris. Let me see what's your original question. What's the best bang for buck? Okay, cool. So then you live in California. Yeah. I mean, I don't know the tuners out in California, but but you have a 3.7, so there's a lot of tuners can tune your car in California. They're just gonna have to tune you on 91 fuel, and that's what kind of sucks about that. At Cameron, would I need a defiler for the CNT test pipes? Yes, you should definitely get a fouler, pretty much an oxygen sensor fouler or oxygen sensor spacer. Um, but you still might run into some oxygen sensor codes, because that's just how it is. You remove the cats. Some people, what Stillen has always said to do is stick some steel wood in the oxygen sensor spacer, and that usually helps alleviate the oxygen sensor codes you might get. I did that on my G37 and my Q, and I really didn't get into anything. I didn't ever tune them, but other people said they still get the code. The best way to get rid of the code after test pipes is to get a full-fledged tune. Usually they just like remove that centering. Okay, 1 second, guys. Bear with me. Also, check out the shirt under the video. You could get the, support the channel, Boost in Motion. Appreciate that. Teespring account below. Anyways, ooh, Okay. 1 second, guys. Okay. All right, Marcelo, happy Friday from Jersey. Appreciate that. RS Down Springs or Swift Springs 2015 Q50 3-point daily driver. Will I need front and rear camber arms and I have an elite warranty till 120 or no go on avoiding warranty claims? I'm gonna tell you straight up, bro. Do not put springs in your car. I gotta keep saying that. I mean, some people, depending on where you live, I understand the roads might be really smooth, and it's just I get it. I get it. But you live in Jersey too. You probably, I don't know if you drive. You said daily drive. Coilovers is the best way to go. Yes, you spend the extra money, but you're gonna. I'm learning from the car world that I definitely have to spend money 2 or 3 times and cry. But if you spend the money once, sometimes you don't need to cry. When you go get coilovers, it's going to replace your whole stock and strut assembly. You can choose the height you want. You can choose the ride comfort you want. And that's the best amount of adjustability that you should get. With springs, once you get the bottom and install them, that's it. So wherever it sits is where it sits. You might want the car to sit a little higher. Whatever the shock and rebound is, that's what you're gonna have to deal with. And springs, I'm not gonna be has the best ride comfort hitting specific dips and potholes in the road. You're gonna bottom out a few times. It's gonna happen because the stock struts are not built to be on for lower in springs. You can go with a light drop, like a 1 inch drop, but it just takes away the longevity of the life of the struts. That's my recommendation. Just spend the extra money, get some BC Racing coilovers, TNs, Megens. I forgot what other ones on the market. Just get some just get some coilovers that you can afford, and just get them installed in the car. I'm telling you, it's gonna just my coilovers right now. I've had since my 2015 Q50, and that was like 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. So I got that car in 2015. It's 2020. I had those coilovers now in this car. I probably have like 65,000, 70,000 miles on those coilovers. Insane. I will have to speed up a little bit, guys. Arthur, um, what's up, bro? Okay, I wanted to ask you how much did your 350 dyno stock? No, I never dynoed my car at all. But this car been out for so long. Most 3.0 Ts are dynoing somewhere around 280 to about 300 to the wheels. That's about it. Stock. That's the 3.0 T. DJ Floyd, you coming out to Texas 2K? MS said they may be showcasing new toys on the platform. At DJ Floyd, no, I was originally planning on going to Texas 2K this year, but then I also ran into some financial issues, such as keep going through axles. And also, I want to get a house this year, so I'm saving up all my nickels and dimes. So it's hard for me to do car stuff and also save up for a house. I want to go balls to the walls with this car, but I still need a second car before I even go balls to walls with this car. So, and then I have to get a house before I get the second car. So it's literally one of those clusters. So bear with me, guys. Definitely hit the likes though, too, guys. If you're in the chat right now, just hit that like button, get them likes up. Let me see. I want to go back to some of you guys' questions. Okay. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Arthur, VQ or get the sedan, the slider. Okay, cool. I appreciate that, Arthur, for jumping in. I'm wondering I did Z1 tubes with air feed filters and looking to go exhaust next. I'm leaning towards custom and check out Speed Cultures. I just wonder about all-wheel drive clearance. Okay, yeah, definitely check out Speed Cultures channel because he's doing a lot of 3.7 content, and I have some content I could give you guys, but most of the time, most of my modifications are going to be with the VR30. That's why I can't wait to get the G37 so I can talk more about that car platform a lot more. All right, guys, give me a second. JCX, Acco Sunday. I can't go, bro. DA -2? Oh my god. JC for real? Oh, but I can't go. I actually worked this weekend. So I was actually surprised that they open in February. Usually they open like in March. But yeah, a lot of people are going to be at Acco Raceway, a few other YouTubers, but I'm not going to be there. I'm going to be at work, unfortunately. But there'll be other days. Okay, Red Devil. Highly recommend AMS for an in-person tune. Did mine Thursday. 10-hour road trip. Worth it hitting Milan tomorrow for a winter race event. Let's go. All right. Cool, bro. I appreciate that, man. When is your next meet? Scott Fleming. When is your next feat? Okay. I don't know if you're talking about me. Arthur, don't forget ISR headers for VQ37HR. I mean, I don't know how much they cost. I was like $350, but I never really understand the gain in going installing headers. Hear me out. Give me 2 minutes here. You guys go install headers in 3.7, right? Now, let's say it's $350 for the headers, but you're gonna spend at least another 200, 250 just to install them. It's gonna cost almost the same price. And I never really understood the price versus horsepower gain with headers. Most people who do headers on a 3.7 may gain between 5 and 10 wheel horsepower. I don't see the sense in spending all that extra money just to have it installed when you could have went with $200 test pipes and pretty much got similar power. At the end of the day, tuners will sit there and say, well, headers are always going to be better because it gives you the most power, but we're talking about this much wheel horsepower. It does help out through the whole delta from low RPM to high RPM. So yes, the car will react better, but I just don't see the sense of spending all that extra money. But that's just my opinion, guys. That's from my DE days, my VQ 35 days. So that's why I am not really against headers. I would say is because I might end up doing headers anyway. I'll probably do long tube headers when I get my G37 because it's a car. It's my build for the channel. But also on top of that, the shop that I work with, All Out Motorworks, they're gonna do a lot of that heavy lifting on that car for me. So that's probably why I'll do it. Arthur, I need to speed up. It's about, oh wow, I'm about 10 minutes behind. Don't forget, okay, cool. Wow, hey Bulls, do I have to upgrade my fuel pumps to run E30 mix? I'm in Cali, so no 93. At Silvano, Silvano, yeah. Definitely you don't have to, but you should, because now it's on the market. It's so affordable for you to get. So it would make sense just to do it, because if you want to run higher boosts with your heat exchanger in E85 mixes, guess what? You're gonna run out of fuel pressure at the higher RPM with the higher amount of boost. So my recommendation is yes, upgrade your low pressure fuel pump. But Burger Tuning does a lot of their tuning on everything stock. So it really depends on you. If you're really trying to send it, yeah. Plus, if you're tuned, you're gonna need it anyway. If you're tuned, you're definitely gonna need tune on, like, from anyone other than, well, not having a boost controller. If you're fully tuned, you're definitely gonna need a low pressure fuel pump. Same bro, Bradford, when are you coming to Florida again? Bradford White, I want to come back to Florida now. It's cold up here. I want to come down there. Shout out to Bradford White. Definitely Ultima enthusiast, fellow Nissan Infinity brother. So definitely check out his channel. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna come back to Miami, Orlando area, something like that. I'll figure it out. I'll definitely at least let you guys know a month in advance and maybe set up a big meet or something down there. But as of right now, I'm not planning right now. But I'm going this year. I just don't know when. Arthur, if you're in Cali, look up Sal. Okay, cool. I appreciate that. Trucker Black, is there anything I can put under my G37 coupe when I go low so I won't damage the undercarriage? No, there's no skid plates right now, but the G37 has a really good subframe where you should not be cracking your oil pan. Even on my G37 sedan, that car hit a lot of bad stuff in the road. But the way it is, the subframe somehow seemed like it was never close enough to hit it. So, but there's nothing you can really do. Some people say you can get like an aluminum engine undercover, but I don't really think those really do anything for hard impacts. They don't really do nothing. If you hit something hard on the road, you hit something hard on the road. So like your videos, bro. I appreciate that, Cameron. I appreciate that. And thanks, BC or RSR coilovers. Ooh, Marcelo, good question. RSR, from what I've been told, are really good coilovers. I just never drove in those RSR coilovers before. I have BC for a long time. I spent $1,000 about 5 years ago when they literally just made coilovers for the Q50, and they're still here. So in my own representation, from my experience, BC has treated me right. But I've been told RSRs are really good. Phantom, I'm originally from Jersey. Road suck. Do, like he's saying, do coilovers and lower it right at the wheel. Yep. Arthur, okay. Gilbert, yep. What's going on, Gilbert? Chris, as far as I wanted to go bigger with my tires and wheels on the 2015 All Drive, what would you recommend? This would be a jelly driver and still stay stock. Well, if you want to go with a higher tire size, you can always do so. let's say if you have a 2015 Q50, I don't know if it's an S, you probably have the 17-inch wheels. It's probably 225/50. You can go with a slightly taller tire like a 235/50. I wouldn't say 225/55 because that's way too tall. You can go like a 235/50, gives you a bit more traction, and the sidewall will get a little bit taller. But otherwise than that, if you want to go with bigger wheels, I would always just, it's up to you. If you want to go with, a lot of people go with the OEM wheels, so you can always go with like the newer Red Sport wheels. You already know that they fit. They make the car look a lot more fresh. There are different other 19s on the market. It's really up to you. If you want to contact me separately, just hit me up at boostinmotion IG and Facebook. So maybe we can talk a little bit back and forth. But I think right now in this video, I really can't help you with the wheels and tire thing. Red Devil, I mean, are you doing another Boost in Motion meet? Oh, yes, I'm definitely am. Yeah, I'm completely definitely doing another Boost in Motion meet. I haven't set anything up yet because it's February, it's cold. I do want to do Boost in, like, Infiniti Nissan meet, but there will be a meet that I'm gonna set up somewhere in March at the All Out Motorworks in Long Island, New York. So you guys can see the shop that my friend has and just meet other Infiniti enthusiasts that's in the tri-state area. But also it'll be like an appreciation event at that shop. Maybe even like, yeah, appreciation event. Might even be a barbecue. Never know. But I'll probably set up another meet in Floyd Bennett Field and actually let YouTube know. It's just that Floyd Bennett Field is federally owned and they don't really let you have meets there. Like, you can't really schedule meets because I went there last weekend where someone set up a meet but people were doing burnouts and nonsense, so they kicked us out. But because it's Infiniti Nissan, guys, we're gonna be cool. We're gonna parlay, park up, relax, say hi to everybody, and just chill. No nonsense, no bullshit. Um, and some of the places I'm trying to visit, at least on road trips, hopefully Atlanta again. Definitely Miami. I'm gonna go to Texas later this year too because Midwest Enthusiast POV, my fellow brother lives over there in Dallas, and I definitely big community and LA. Those are some of the places I really got to visit. Everywhere else, it's gonna be hard for me to visit. I ain't got that much money, and it is what it is. And also, I'm gonna try to set up a Maryland Cecile meet too. That's a drag event. All right, so I think I caught up with some of the questions now. Give me a second, guys. Well, my phone. This is Android Life. This is what happens when your Android is confused. Give me a second, guys. I hope you guys are having a good morning, man, and a good night and a good afternoon, or wherever you guys are doing right now. Happy Friday. I do seem like I'm low on energy right now. I feel like I am. So let me just get back up a little bit of higher spirits. Give me some likes. Give me some claps. Some more comments, some questions. Let me get more into it. I'm a little thirsty. Let me drink a little water. All right. Okay. Best fuel for 3.0T Q60. Best fuel is 93 fuel. That's the best fuel we could get out the pump. Thanks for the shout out. Milan, is the pop and bang tune safe for the Red Sport? At Milan, I'm not saying it's not safe. What I would say is this. This is what will happen after a while. You're losing gas mileage because you're pretty much dumping fuel into the exhaust or into the chamber. You're building up a lot more of a richer mixture. So you're building up more carbon in the piston walls and or the exhaust. You're pretty much fouling up your oxygen sensors and you're dirtying the inside of the exhaust and it's going to come out and you're going to have dust all over your back of your rear bumper. I don't know if you have a white bumper, red bumper, blue bumper, but it's going to get dirty. It's going to get disgusting over a certain amount of time. It's cool to have the pops and bangs, when you're tuned, but it's not cool where it just does it all the time. And even flame maps. If it looks nice, but after a while, it's like, yo, stop it. You can get tuned properly and your car can still pop with your tune. It all depends on the tuner though. They can get it done that way to find the right medium. Thanks. Okay, cool. Marcel, thanks. Any spots you recommend for proper installation? No shortcuts in Brooklyn. Marcelo, the shop that I work with for my channel that I always say go here is All Out Motorworks in Long Island. This guy's been a friend of mine since like I was 19. He's always been he's been running his business for at least probably 20, 25 years now. I think he said 20 years. And yeah, he does a great job. He's been born and bred in a Nissan Infiniti community. He's into other cars too, but this guy has been taking care of the Nissan Infiniti community for the longest, and that's why I still bang with him. And he's an upstanding dude. So definitely shout out to All Out Motorworks in Long Island. I'm not Milton. So hyped, saving up for my 2016, 2017. Okay. Drive a 2006 M35 right now. Gonna be nice little infinity upgrade. The 2006 M35 is not a bad car. When that car first came out, I was like, this car is sexy. Like, it was nice and spacious on the inside. But after a while, I really looked at it. Excuse me, I looked at it. It was like a nicer Maximo on the inside, though. I don't know. I found that to be weird. Like, they actually kind of, they were so close design. If it wasn't for the M35 just looking better, could have just been a Maximo, which is weird. I don't know why they did that, but that's what they do. I have an M37. What sounds best? What sounds better, muffler delete or brand exhaust? Do you recommend test pipes? Um, Muffler delete's always gonna sound weird, bro. You might sound like a GTR for a little while, but it's gonna get annoying. You're gonna get tired of the drone. You're gonna want to get a proper exhaust. There's not a lot of exhaust on the market for the M37s at the current moment, from what I know. And test pipes are pretty good for performance, but they do add a little bit of rasp. Some people don't like the bees in the cans noise, so it's really up to you. Just check other YouTube videos and see the sound clips, and just pull the trigger. But the muffler delete is the cheapest, but sometimes people just don't like how it sounds. That's just my recommendation. Arthur, come to Vegas. I went to Vegas about 2 years ago. I don't think I'm gonna go to Vegas again. And not that I didn't have a good time. It's just that I didn't have a following, and it was one of the places I want to visit. So the only way I see myself going to Vegas now is if when I go to LA, maybe I'll drive down to Vegas, and I always wanted to drive to the Grand Canyon, but uh, it all depends on what happens with life. You never know. You'd be surprised what happens in 6 months. Adele, what about Charlotte? I've been to Charlotte like a long time ago. One of my friends, he actually lives in Charlotte. Maybe when I drive, possibly if I do drive to Atlanta, I'll stop in Charlotte and say what's up. But with a day job, that's a road trip, and I'm gonna need at least a week off of work. We all got 9 to 5, so it's just hard, man. It's hard to do a lot of that stuff, especially when it costs money. Like, I would love to come and visit a lot of these places, but my challenge is not big enough and bring enough income for me. And I also, my day job doesn't give me enough time off. I only got like 2-3 weeks vacation. Some of you guys may have more than me, depending on how long you've been with your companies, or if you're an entrepreneur and you run your own boss, you can just get up and leave. But I'm not there yet. Some other YouTubers, I want to speak about some other YouTubers, but some of them, that's all they do. So they can literally go to all these places and visit all these places because that is what they do. It's hard to have a regular job and then also have a YouTube. It's weird. But I'm not complaining. It is what it is. I enjoy doing this. Okay, cool. Yes, Florida. Okay, I am Ego. I can't wait to see you in the meet. Atlanta, bro. Does have an underglow in my stock? Yes. Don't you put underglow on your Q50. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. There are a few of my followers who do have underglow, and I think it actually looks pretty nice on their cars. But just to be fair here, I hate to say it like this. It depends on what colors you guys put. I mean, if you usually use a white underglow, I think that's fine. I've seen some people do red with the cars like red, which is fine. But then I've been seeing people with like green and multicolor underglow, and their car is stock. And I'm like, what are you doing? Now you're just being a racer. So if you're gonna add those themes to your car, at least give some more of a presentation to your car, the way your car looks. That's just my opinion. All right. Next question is, whew, all right. Come to Southern Ontario, Ultra 94 octane. If you bring me some 85, Red Devil. Yeah, man. I love Canada, man. My brother passed away about some time ago, and I used to go to Canada a lot when I was a kid. Love that place. Good people. I mean, I'm American, but yo, Canadians are really some of the nicest people I've met. There's nice people in America too, but it's just all around Canada was just like a good experience. It's just too cold in the winter. Um, so reliable. Okay, so reliable. Put 240K on it right now. Still driving like a beast. Yeah, man. Those DEs, VQ motors go all the way up there. Milan says boost. I have an AMS downpipe, fast intentions catback, AMS intakes, Mishimoto heat exchanger. How is that Mishimoto heat exchanger treating you? Because I think it's a really good buck compared to PLM and AMS heat exchanger. And I haven't had a tune yet. Do you recommend a JB4 a tune? It all depends, Milan. If you have a used VR30 or if you have a lease. I'm always gonna sit here and argue with you guys about this. Some people don't like it. If you gotta, if it's your own car, like you're financing this car, I think it makes sense just to think that you should just get a full-fledged tune because it's your car. If you have a lease, just get a JB4. I mean, some people will still get a tune because it's like they want to be the quickest, but you're never getting that money back. Like that tune will go with the car when you give it back, and I think that doesn't make sense. You just wasted money. I would recommend just getting a JB4 if you have a lease. But if it's your own car, get a full-fledged tune. Especially with the modifications that you have, you can support having a full-fledged tune. If you really want, you can do the JB4. If you got a JB4 used, then I think it makes sense because JB4's used could be $350 to $400. Use it for a little while, get used to the power. And the funny thing is, what I realized is, and you may not, I don't know if you may like this or not, but sometimes people go and get tunes and they may run into this big issue with their car. Let's be honest, there are some people who, they may not speak about it. There are some people who got tuned and the day later their turbos go. Or there's some people who got a JB4 and a day later they didn't even know that their car was running low on oil and they blew their motor. Not because of the JB4, but because their car was low on oil. Like, you don't know what other issues you may run into once you start elevating the power. So with my car, I was on JB for about 18 months. So whatever was going to break would have broke already. So when I got tuned, it wasn't really much of a difference. My car was already running an 18, 19 PSI on a daily. So adding the tune didn't really change up much. Boost. Okay, okay. Wow, I caught up to the questions. And not a lot of you guys in the chat right now. But I appreciate whoever's watching. I appreciate all you guys on a Friday. Okay, what do you think I should get tuned by? Soho or Z1? I live closer to Soho, but have dealt with Z1 more. Well, at Jello, it's really up to you. I think Z1 Motorsports, they have some of the best guys in the game. Depending on what platform you're tuning to. I don't know if you're tuning the VQ or the VR30. Soho, in the market too. Seems like they redid their name. I swear they used to go by a different name or different company, but that could just be my opinion. I would still go with Z1 because those guys are the VQ gods that's been out there for a long time. And why not? You said you deal with them the most. But anyways, the 37 people I got watching, if you haven't hit the like button, hit that like. Let me just jump up and have a little bit more energy for you guys. So I just want to give you guys a little bit more updates. Updates for the channel. Once again, what I'm gonna do is, well, I did retract I have to tell you guys who are watching. Came out with a video yesterday from AdW1. Oil catch can for the VR30, and I ended up delisting that video. Reason being is they hit me up and they said, hey Boost, pretty much we believe that you're wrong the way that you tried to reroute our oil catch can. So I said, let me take a look at it and see if I'm wrong. And I must admit on video I was wrong about the way I routed it. My routing wasn't necessarily bad for the valve covers on both the passenger and driver's side. It's just that based on the PCV systems, you're supposed to still have fresh air going into the crankcase. So that's why they added a breather. And that breather on the passenger side valve cover is passive, so it could go both ways. That's funny. But it could go both ways. It could go in and out. Usually PCB systems are supposed to only be designed to go out, but this one on that side could go in and out. So it's necessary a breather for the motor. So I'm gonna come out a video a little later about how you can convert your version 3 catch can into kind of something similar like the version 3.3 without having to go buy a whole new catch can. Doesn't make sense. But anyways, let me just jump back into some of the questions. Mulan says, are you running 500 horsepower already? How does it feel? If you are, shout out from San Diego. My Mylan 720. I have an AMS tune and I'm pretty much full bow tone when it comes to exhaust and intake modifications. My tune will be somewhere right around the 440 to 460 horsepower. I forgot what alpha stage that is, but that should be somewhere right around to the wheels. So if I'm doing that to the wheels, yes, I'm right a little bit probably above 500 horsepower to the crank. Yes, and it feels perfectly fine. My car was a 3.0T stock, and I had a JB4 with some bolt-ons, which was pretty quick, and then I finally got a tune, which was graduating to the next level of performance. Arthur says, how are the axles holding up? Yo, axle is staying in. It is perfectly fine. That one video I came out with using the Q70 M56 axles fixed it. Pretty much, I just needed a long axle. It's been over a month now. I beat on the car, turns, U-turns, everything. So yeah, that's all I needed. Wayman. So what makes the 100 horsepower difference in the Red Sport has the same turbos, and what boost level, if there is any difference? And Wayman, pretty much the 3.0 Ts, the Silver Sport or the 3.0 T Sport, the Luxes, the Premiums, and all 300 horsepower versions. From factory, they're running right around 9 to 10 psi, maybe 11 to 12 on colder days. The Red Sports, once again, it comes to tuning. They're usually running right around 13 at the lowest on hotter days to right around 15, 16 on the colder days. But right around 14, 15 psi is what Red Sports run at from factory. And what you said, what is the, and that's pretty much what makes the difference. Just the tuning. That is it. Yes, the Red Sports do have the optical sensors. I believe after 2019, the newer turbos do not have the optical sensors for the Red Sports, but I could be wrong. I just can't remember. But I swear that the new model number for the turbos don't have optical sensors on it. But that's just my assumption. But that doesn't aid in the performance. That just monitors how quickly the turbines spin. And that's really it. Yes, some of the guys that are watching say, but the Red Sport is, I'm always going to get the best. I understand that. But the Red Sport has diamond stitch leather. Red Sports have a shorter rear diff. So that means that pretty much your acceleration should be quicker in the Red Sports because it has a shorter final drive. It does have the, Yeah, it does have the secondary water pump for the heat exchangers. Not for the engine, but the heat exchangers. And you get the Red Sport wheels. And yeah, you just get some of the Red Sport options. That's it. Like, it's really it. Some people might jump in and just speak about a few things. But majority of all the other stuff that you want to get on the Red Sport, you can get on a 3.0 T Sport. And you just won't have the extra 100 horsepower. Okay, 1 second. What's going on? What's going on, Curry? Hope you're feeling well. Give me a second, guys. Hold on if you got questions. Red Devil said, I run 500 wheel on E85. I'll probably run E30 because of the temperature. I'll post some videos of my passes at Milan Dragway in Michigan. Yeah, if you're running 500 wheel on a daily, that's how enthusiast POV was on his car. His silver 3.0 T Q60. He was definitely doing it. But from his experience, it doesn't make sense to run that car like that every day on the E85. And from him learning through his experience, and it seems like a lot of this community, they're running into fuel issues on the E85, especially when it seems like people's fuel pressure sensors are starting to go. Once you start running into hiccup issues on the 85 and with no check engine lights, people have noticed that they'll lose an injector sooner or later. Majority of the time it's because the fuel pressure sensor isn't picking up it. And I'm starting to think that the E85 is corrosive towards maybe the sensor itself, and that's why people keep running into those issues. They are coming out with aftermarket injectors through AMS soon, but I don't think that's going to fix those issues. I think it's really just a faulty fuel pressure monitoring, fuel pressure sensor. But I'm not an engineer. I'm just speaking about other people's experience. And yes, run E30 because 93 cleans up all that E85 out the tank. Give me a second, guys. 180. Hey, Boost, what do you think about the 2015 IS350 S Sport? I'm about to get out of Nissan world, and if I do stay, I'll get a GTR 2015. IS350 has literally replaced G37 sedans. I think that completely replaced it. I do like you get a red interior, but it's just a G37 and a Lexus. That's honestly it. This is just me throwing this out there. I hate when people give me options, and I hate when people give options and you go out of the options. Have you ever looked into getting a GS F Sport, I believe, or the GS? I think it's the GS 350 F Sports. Had you looked into getting those? I think those cars are definitely worth it because you get more power. They hold their retail value even longer, and you don't see as much of them, and it's more spacious. But that's just my opinion. Red Devil, my 2019 Q60 Red Sport has optical sensors. Okay, cool. Alvin, should I get a Q60 or Q50? Once again, Alvin, I don't know if you just jumped in the chat. I think you might be trolling me, whatever. But if you are jumping in the chat, like I said in the previous part of the video, it's up to you, bro. If you enjoy coupes, get a coupe. If you enjoy sedans, get a sedan. I'm a sedan lover because I just like practicality. You know, I want to be able to just throw holes in the back. I mean, I hate to say it like that on video, but it is what it is. But I think the coupes definitely do look sexy, and I think they do look more of age of the time. The Q50 still looks nice, but the Q60 just has a specific look, and it's not much of them on the road. DJ Fluid, I was wondering about the final drive difference, thinking about getting a Z1 LSD with Red Sport gearing upgrade, but not sure if it's noticeable for $300. There's a way to pretty much trick your car to have a quicker gear ratio. You change the size of your tires. That's it. Literally, if you change the size of your tires, you actually change how quickly you accelerate. So if you go with the smaller tire size, usually, wait, is it small or total tire size? Yeah, if you go with a taller tire size, I'm sorry, usually that should increase your 60-foot or increase your acceleration, because technically the tire is taller, which means it takes up more room to do one full revolution. If you take a bowling ball and a ping pong and you both roll them at one revolution, the ball will be way ahead. So that's the same kind of idea you apply to it. But the LSD would be great to use if you are rear-wheel drive guys. And if you guys are rear-wheel drive, I would recommend getting an LSD, because that open diff stinks for our WD guys. All-wheel drive guys, I'm not saying it's not needed. There's a few good people who have it, but at the end of the day, I think the ABS system just jumps in and just pretty much helps you at the most that it can. Can a rear-wheel drive Q50 Red Sport change to what? What? You said can a rear-wheel drive Q50 Red Sport change to rear-wheel drive? It's already rear. Okay, to all-wheel drive. No. Wait, what? Savage. What are you saying? Are you saying rear-wheel drive to all-wheel drive or all-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive? If you're saying all-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive, yes, you can. You can swap over to rear-wheel drive. There's a plug in the trunk you can unplug, but you'll lose brake lights. And that sucks. But if you want to do some ratchet stuff on video for your friends, just, have fun. But yes, you can swap it to rear-wheel drive. If you really wanted to, you can rip out the whole front diff. Maybe swap out the transfer case and take the axles out and just be completely a rear-wheel drive car if you really want. The car wouldn't even notice the difference, because there's no sensors I've noticed for the diff, for the front. There's no sensors. It's not electronically monitored. It's a mechanical system. So, yeah. Al Nando, okay. I'm running JB4 fuel-wise downpipes. What should I do next? You need a heat exchanger, bro. I don't see heat exchanger here, bro. You got to get a heat exchanger, because you probably already noticed that after one run or two runs, your car feels a little slower. You need to have consistent performance. I mean, if you live in a cold climate right now, you're probably good for a little while, but to have consistent performance when it get warmer, you're gonna need a heat exchanger. Look into Frozen Boost. Look into Burger Tuning's heat exchanger, and above Burger Tuning, Mishimoto. I'm not really a fan of Infiniti's AMS's heat exchanger anymore, because they're just too expensive, knowing that there's cheaper ones on the market that are just as good of a brand. So that's why I recommend Mishimoto. Red Devil, guys at AMS said they are still a while away from injectors. That freaking sucks. Arthur Ward, $300 is cheap for an LSD. Well, I don't think it's $300 for LSD. I don't know. I don't think so. Arthur, are nice. Older ones have good one. Okay, is a feature to change rear drive on the Q50 to all-wheel drive. No, you can't change a rear drive to all-wheel drive, bro. That ain't happening. Hey, what's going on, Diamond? What's going on, man? Nunya, business. Laugh out loud. Paul, just disconnect your ABS and you'll run rear drive. Yep. Now how that works. Okay, cool. I'm in Florida. What's going on, Aldo? Oh, Nando. So yeah, you need a heat exchanger if you're in Florida, bro. You're gonna have to get one. So either get Mishimoto, Burger Tuning, the $300 version, or get a Frozen Boost, which is like the smallest one, but it's like 150. It's up to you. Okay, Diamond, I live in state, and I will get a bigger heat exchanger. Yes, Diamond, you're gonna need a bigger heat exchanger. But Washington State is cold though. It must be freezing up there. But When it gets warm outside, you probably the car feels way different in the winter compared to the summer. The car probably feels like it's hot in the summertime. Savage, where are you from, Boost? And what about road drive? There isn't a future to put it in all-wheel drive. Dumb question, but I just want to know. Honestly, Boost, I mean, Savage, I live in Brooklyn, New York. And it's cold up here right now. Not that cold, not like Canada, because you guys be having some cold weather in Canada. For some of my Canadians that's watching. Um, no, you can't swap your car to all-wheel drive. I don't. I'm not saying that you can't do it, but no, just trade your car in. I don't. I can see like right now, if I really wanted to, I could rip out my front axles. I can rip out my diff. I believe I'm gonna have to change out my transfer case to the transfer case used on road drive cars, and I can also choose to change my forks for the two front driver and passenger wheel in front, and pretty much I'll be good. The car won't even realize it's not all-wheel drive anymore. It won't be able to censor it or even understand what's going on. But no, just get all-wheel drive, bro. No, not trying to be dumb question or anything like that with you too. What cold intake do you recommend, Luke? If you have a 3.0 T, AMS is one of the best ones on the market. I just like the design. I think it makes sense, and but it's just expensive. If you are 3.7 Q50 Takeda intakes or just regular panel filters, dry flow, but you can use Takeda intakes for the 3.7. If you have a 3.7 G37 370Z, I'm very much of a fan of Z1 Motorsports, Admin Tuning, and STILLEN. And that's about it, at least for the G37 370Z. If you have a G35 350Z, I can't go back that far. I'm not really much of a fan of the early 350Z slash G35. I know they use Z tubes and other things that they do for the DE, so I really don't have that answer. DJ Fluid, yeah, I'm rear drive. I'm probably just put $300 to something else. Now it's just a choice between Z1 and AMS. Get the cheaper one. Whatever one is the cheapest is gonna work. I'm telling you right now, that's it. So I think Z1 Motorsports might be 1100, 1200, whatever it is. Just get the cheaper one. They both work great. I know people with both of them. They both work great. Don't worry about it. Uh, I got a heavy foot, brother. Yeah, at Diamond. He said, man. Nunya, by the way, bro, love your passion for the brand. Keep up the good work. I appreciate Nunya Business. That name is like a good troll name. Like, yeah, I appreciate that, Nunya Business. Thank you. Albert, hey, what will be the best wheel spacers to put on a 2012 Nissan Maxima on factory wheels? 22 or 25. I haven't had a 2012 Nissan Maxima, so I wouldn't know how much millimeters you would need. But 25 millimeters is an inch, so that's pretty much easy to measure. If you could just get like a ruler that goes straight down the fender, and have another ruler that comes off the wheel like this, and then you get to know how far it comes out. But I don't see why an inch won't be bad. I think my friend Robbie, I think he might join the chat. I don't know if he's watching right now. He used to have a 2011 Nissan Maxima. I believe he had put spacers on it. It might have been an inch. So I don't see why you can't go with the 25 millimeter. But also just make sure you get hub centric spacers. It doesn't really matter the brand. Some people will sit there and say you got to get the most expensive brand. No, you got to get hub centric spacers and make sure that the ones that have the studs pressed in. That's my recommendation. Um, yes, let me jump back in. It does depend on the brand because different brands use different type of studs, and I realize that the cheaper brands use these cheaper studs that can cross thread a lot easier, which freaking sucks. So I do remember buying a really cheap eBay brand, like four spaces for $50, but the studs kept on cross threading really easy, and I didn't like that. So spend a little extra money to get some decent brand, maybe Z1 Motorsports, hub centric spacers for your car. Albert. Okay. Well, Paul, too much money, not worth it. Diamond, still in. Brake rotors suck. I use Porterfields with RS4 pads. Never going back. I've never had any of Stillen's brake rotors, so I really wouldn't know. What I do realize is that if the rotors go bad or they start to warp, it's because they're going through too much heat cycling, and that sucks. That's why a lot of the OEM rotors go bad, because it's just too much heat cycling. They start to fatigue. Diamond R4S. Okay, cool. Paul, budget in motion. Back at it again. Yeah, bro. I'm cheap, man. I am cheap, bro. But yes, I've definitely learned from some of my lessons through this time of just modifying cars. You'd be surprised. Sometimes you want to cheap out. You can cheap out with certain things and be perfectly fine. It just depends on what are you going to cheap out with. You know, I have an affordable exhaust on my car. My exhaust from the MEGEN lower downpipes to Rev 9 mid-pipe and mid-pipe, Y-pipe, and AXLEBACK. That's probably the cheapest you can really get on the market for a full exhaust. And it may screw me later down the line. It might be really rusty, but as of right now, I enjoy the sound. Some people might want to buy $3,000 exhaust. My tires were really cheap. I had budget BARUM Bavaria's 3HM tires. They're summer tires. I have about maybe 15,000 miles on them, but they treated me good. My car's all drive, so I could drive in the snow with them, but not really crazy or fast or anything like that. I've hit plenty of potholes. They're extra load. What I realize when it comes to tires, it all depends on the construction of the tire too. It's not only, yeah, I go get a Michelin tire, but if you get a Michelin tire that's load rated for 98V, it's more prone to blowouts from potholes than compared to a tire that might be a 105 Z rated tire, you know, because it has a higher load and it's an XL. So that's just sometimes how it is. Anyway, let me stop ranting. Let me get back to you guys' questions. Okay, you in New York, I'm in PA, bro. That's lit. I'll be in New York all the time. We should link up. Yeah, man, I'm gonna have a meet sometime somewhere in later March. Hopefully when it gets warmer. I'm gonna actually set up a meet on YouTube. So you guys that live in the tri-state area, we can all just meet up at one place and just say hello, you know, just say what's up and chop it up. Larry, hey Boost, thanks for everything. I appreciate that, Larry. I'm glad I'm helping you with whatever you need help with. Albert, thanks, bro, no problem. Ali, can I use stock 18-inch wheels, not rims, bro, wheels, off a 2019 Luxe with my Ekabono BBK? Yes, you can, but you're gonna need spacers. You're gonna have to use spacers. Our stock BBKs, if anyone doesn't know what a BBK is, that's pretty much the bigger brakes, pretty much the Ekabono brakes that come stock on that car. Um, they can fit 18-inch wheels on the front, but you're gonna need spacers because you're gonna have to push the wheel away from the you're gonna push the wheel away from what? From the caliper. I'm just a little tired. You know, I just got off of work and everything. I just came right home and just jumped right on live because I said I was gonna go live. And if any of you guys are watching, you don't have me at Boost in Motion on IG, definitely add me at my IG, Boost in Motion, because that's where I put more of the information about what I'm doing and how I'm hanging out and whatever stuff I'm dealing with. I usually put that on IG because it's just better. YouTube, I have to like make everything look polished and nice because, you know, monetization rules. Anybody in the chat, also, if you jump in the chat now, just hit that like button. I appreciate that very much. It just, you know, it just a good way of showing love to me and all of that. Okay, can't cheap out on tires. Yes, Paul, I know you say you can't cheap out on tires, but it depends on what you're using a tire for. My car is a daily driven car. I live in Brooklyn, New York. It doesn't make sense for me to spend $1,200 on Michelin tires in stop and go traffic. It does not make sense. My tires, when eBay used to give out the promo code, right? They used to give out promo codes 15 to 20% off. BARUM Bavaria's tires is a subdivision of Continental, right? So pretty much I'm necessarily getting Continental quality tire, but it's in the budget brand, ultra high performance budget brand tire. So that's what really just helps out the most. And it's daily drive. I did 15,000 miles and my tread are perfectly fine. So, but you know, everyone's different. Okay, next. Does the Q have sticky gas pedal like G's? Doing it in the cold. I'm going through it now on my G37. I don't know sticky gas pedal. I don't have that issue at all. Maybe you're speaking about sticky gas pedal because in the cold, the throttle bodies start to freeze up. And remember, it's electric motor that moves it back and forth. So yes, on startups, the car may not, the throttle bodies may not open up as quick That's why we have coolant that warms up the throttle bodies in the winter so that they don't get frozen shut. Diamond, I use cross drill. I have 7K on my portafields with no warping yet, but I live out in the country, so freeways miles really wasted. Okay, cool. Submissions wide rated and 5K. Okay, do a Buffalo meet. I'll drive to Toronto from Toronto. Buffalo is a little too high up there, and it's not like a big community in upstate New York. I have a large community following in the tri-state area, so for me to drive far really wouldn't make sense for me. That's why. At the most, if I do go up north, I would see myself maybe going maybe to Boston, Massachusetts, because I've never driven there yet, and I always wanted to visit that city. I could see myself doing something similar over there, but otherwise than that, it'll be at the tri-state area. What would be the first mod I should do on my stock Q50? Well, that's Savage. I can't remember what car you have. I can't remember what car you have, Savage. I really can't remember. Larry. Hey, Boost. Thanks for everything. Okay, cool. 1 second. I'm going through this now. Q37. Okay, cool. 1 second, guys. What would that'd be lit. Heat exchanger. At Paulie says, yeah, if you have a VR30, yeah, heat exchanger. I use Michelin Pilot Exalto PEs. I remember Exalto tires. That wasn't really it looked like they said it was an all season tire, but it really wasn't an all season tire. Let me just move this camera a little bit, guys. I want to move it up a little bit with you guys. Let me see. I want to just parlay right here for a little bit. We're going to move around my living room. I want to sit here and talk with you guys for a bit. Give me a second. 1 second, guys. You see me? All right. You got in there? You got it? All right. 1 second, guys. All right. Give me 1 second. I'm moving my chair a little bit right now. I want to move from out of the way. We're moving up. I'm gonna get you guys questions. Bear with me. I know I don't got a lot of energy. I did just get off of work, so I'm a little tired. A little tired. Just got a 9-to-5 job. All right. Yeah. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. We're here. We're living. Let me just move the a little bit. You see me, guys? You see me? Is my voice still good? You hear me good? All right, we're back. Woo! All right. What time is it now? 7 o'clock. I'm gonna hang out with you guys for like another 28 minutes. Okay, I'm in Boston, bro. Watch out for them damn potholes. Wait. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay, like I was saying, Exaltos, when I used to sell Exaltos, Michelin Exaltos, Pilot Exaltos, they really look like a summer tire, but they were like an all-season tire, and their mileage warranty was like 40,000 miles. It was like really extremely low. Not a lot of people enjoyed the mileage out of them. They said it, like you said, it's a sticky tire, but I didn't consider it a good all-season tire. I looked at it as like a summer tire, but people bought them. Usually, were also more affordable too. Hey yo, when you put my heater on full blast, it sounds like half of it is going up towards the windshield. Well, it depends, bro. Is it going up towards the windshield? Just double check, because our HVAC controls kind of suck. HVAC controls suck. I swear they suck sometimes. Especially when you auto start the car, you start it, you always have to move it around. I wish it just stayed in its last position. Red Devil, Falcon A NS tires. Okay, amazing. Local track, let me lap in a serious downpour, incredible stability. Well, that's pretty cool. Safer in the rain than OEM tires. Yeah, OEM tires are trash for this car. Q50 Red Sport 400. Okay, so your original question was, what would be the first modification? Yeah, heat exchanger. Because for consistent performance, and then lower downpipes. I'm in Boston. Okay, a lot of potholes. Give me a second, guys. Just bear with me. I know I'm not looking all energetic right now. It's just that I'm a little tired. No tread left. Flower Brando, my dude. Great in the rain. Okay, cool. Going Continental, Firehawks, or PS4s. I would go for Continentals for an all-season tire. I would go for Firehawks for a cheap, affordable summer tire. And PS4s is if you just got the money. That's it. Rain is not good, no doubt. What is the best website for modifications or mods for this platform? To be quite frank, I honestly wouldn't be able to tell you because the VR30 community isn't really big enough in modifications yet, so you can just purchase everything. But I would go recommend Z1 Motorsports as a hub because they do have a lot of our parts. Concept Z Performance, that's another website that has a lot of our parts for our VR30 and VQ. And anything you're specifically looking for, you can't beat eBay because those parts are also sold up there too. Um, is the pedal commander worth the money? I have a 2014 Q50 3.7. Um, I have the pedal commander, and it's really just it doesn't really make your car faster. I gotta keep saying that it doesn't make your car faster. But you ever notice when you press on the gas pedal, it takes a little bit long for the car to like go. It's like a delay. It gets rid of that delay. So when you press on the gas, the car just goes. It doesn't have to have that 1 second delay and then your car goes. That's what the pedal commander does. It just intensifies the strength of the pedal percentage just to make the car react faster. That's the only way I could say it. At $300, it is quite expensive. There are other units on the market that are probably cheaper, such as Sprint Booster, and Burger Tuning has also came out with their pedal commander. I believe it works with the 3.72. It's just that if you have the intelligent cruise control, you might not be able to use it. So just look that up. But I believe the BMS version is like half the price, like 150. Infinity mods. Okay, cool. Mine's are is rated at 10K. Oh wow, only 10,000 miles. Ugh, that stinks. What should I do on my Q50 Red Sport drive? It's stock. I'm totally against all season tires. Bet. Okay, cool. Z. Get Concept Z Performance. First mile for 3.7. One performance and one aesthetics. Um. First modification for 3.7 will be test pipes because I believe it's the best bang for this buck. Um. And aesthetics. Just one. Just one. I would say coilovers. I would just go with the coilovers. I think coilovers will just be the best because it will change up the driving feel. Every car that's lowered just looks better when it's lowered, and that's it. Like coilovers and test pipes, that would change up the look of the car completely. It's driving a completely different car. Um, Sport mode removes the lag for me. Yes, sport mode on our cars usually, if you notice, if you have the 3.7 or 3.0 T, you notice that it intensifies the gas pedal. But did you know that if you had a pedal commander, VMS, pedal commander, or sprint booster, that you can actually intensify it even more? So when I used to use the pedal commander for is when I had JB4, I would just put it to max, and it allows me to brake boost way higher. Whenever I tried to brake boost with just sport mode, the car still feel like it was dying, but with the sprint booster or the pedal commander or the BMS pedal commander, it just the car just it wasn't dying out. Like it just wanted to keep the throttle bodies open. I don't know how to explain it. Only people with a pedal commander or one of these devices understand what I mean. Paul says art pipes and coilovers. Well, I mean, I just said test pipes. It depends on what test pipes you want to get. Some people want to get the more the brand that's more prestigious and just sounds better. But yes, that's kind of you agree. I agree with you. Pipes and coilovers. Great minds think alike. All right. So everybody in chat, what other questions you got, man? I got about 30 of you guys in the chat on a Friday night. Some of you guys maybe just hanging out with the family, hanging out with your children, hanging out with some of your boys, your friends. You might go out drink a little later, get something to eat, whatever you're doing on your Friday, whatever it is. What other questions you got? Paul says, for road racing, it's good, I guess, but track it'll be too sensitive. Yeah, for road racing, I mean, not really. The sprint booster, I think for dig racing, it's great. The sprint boosters and the boost control, the pedal commanders, I really like them. But for daily, I never been on an actual track, like a circuit track driving yet, so I really wouldn't know. And sport mode, I think would just be perfectly fine with that. That's what I would think. Um, DJ for Trucker Black also join the Q50 forum on Facebook. If you haven't yet, you can learn so much there. Yeah, if anybody's new to this chat and haven't like joined like a forum or community to ask a lot of questions, There's if you do have Facebook, there is a group called Q50 Q60 forum or something like that. I forgot what it's called. It's the biggest one with like 20,000 people. A lot of information is there. Yeah, some is some crappy information, but a lot of the answers you want are there. But I'll have no problem you asking me some of these questions. But some of these stuff that you ask me is literally there posted. You'd be surprised what you just search in there and you'll just find. What's the best budget exhaust for the 3.7 at David? Straight pipe it. Uh, Yo, Paul, you're right. Just straight pipe it, dude. That's it. Just cut out the resonators and and then put on the muffler delete. That is the best budget. But at this current moment, the only budget catback exhaust for the Q50 platform, no matter if it's 3.7 or if it's 3.0T, is the Rev 9. Sorry, it is the truth. It is the Rev 9 catback exhaust. I think it's like 650, maybe 7. Right above that is like, I think it's MBRP. That's the best affordable budget. But understand it's pretty much a straight pipe exhaust if you get the Rev 9. My setup is I bought the MIDPIPE and YPIPE from them, and I just used their canister not muffler delete, canister AXLEBACK, which was like 340. So my exhaust only came to like 675 or 650 because I purchased them separately, whatever. But I think that's the most affordable one. Other than maybe getting a muffler delete, if you really want a muffler delete, I wouldn't recommend muffler delete because you'll get annoyed with it after a while. But some people sound like GTR, so it's up to you. All right, let's have another question here. What brand what coilover brand would you recommend for the 2007 G35? I'm not too positive, Randy, if you're speaking about the coupe or the sedan. If it's a sedan, I've had MEGEN and I have BCs. I can only speak from what coilovers I've had. I had MEGENs, I had BCs, I had K Sports, I had D2s. The best brands that treat me the best, honestly, were BCs and MEGENs. That's it. There are other brands out there that are more expensive that I've heard great reviews about, but that's up to you. I still went with those brands, and they have treated me good since then. Um, Curry shot. Do you think the V8 5.6 are as tough as the 3.7? I swear 3.7 is solid as it can get. Yes. Our VQ37 HRs, ZHR, whatever it's called, VHR. That motor has been revised over 2 decades. Remember, it came from DE to DEK to DE rev up to DEHR to finally where we are now. It's been revised for 20 years. And yes, it's pretty freaking strong. I give it the 5.7. I don't know how good they are, honestly, because when we talk about performance, I don't know anybody who throws boost at them. So I don't know how good they're gonna really perform. But it's a V8 and it sounds great. So it can't be a V8. I had 30,000 miles on my 3.7 and Joker runs. Yeah, it's mileage. These cars run some miles quick. Man, I can't justify changing out my digital dynamic suspension. Red Sports Plus has treated me very well on roads. Cadro changed my mind on coilovers. That's true. Cadro, shout out to Cadro Technologies. He has really system that comes in the Red Sports. It's pretty intelligent. It isn't like a mag lowering springs on the DDS suspension. If you don't have DDS suspension, don't do it. But people have installed lowering springs on the DDS suspension, and they said it still drove good, like almost as stock, because you can adjust the amount of firmness in the shocks. And I thought that was pretty cool. So that is another option that you can do if you choose to do so. So you don't have to get rid of excuse me. So you don't have to get rid of your suspension. Diamond, brake lines to help modulation is a must. Car horrible to brake in wise, dipping from braking too. Looks like sway bars are in order. Yes, sway. Our stock sway bars suck in the rear. They're like pencil thin. They're pencil thin. I have still in sway bar right now. Hotchkiss came with theirs. I do want to spend the money and buy it, but I don't because it's when you already spend money on something, you don't want to spend money again. So I want to get the Hotchkiss because they came out later, and I know they're better because Hotchkiss is just a good brand. But I don't know when I'm ever gonna do the upgrade. But the Stillens have been treating me really good. Larry, high flow cats or test pipes? Depending on which state you are, I'm glad you asked that. Reason being is if you live like in Florida, test pipes. It don't matter. Like you guys have no inspection. If you live in New York, you can get test pipes, but you're gonna have to just dealing with check engine lights. So it can be pretty annoying. If you live in Cali, I know you guys have to deal with carb and all other inspections, so it might be a little harder for you guys because you may fail a visual inspection. So, but if you're talking about performance, test pipes usually give a bit more performance. But when it comes to from sound, usually high field cats give a better sound because it doesn't have the bees in the cans noise as much. And if you come talking about price wise, high flow cats are usually more expensive because it is a catalytic converter. So it's up to you. So hopefully I answered that for you. Oh, Wayman, can uprev be used on the Q50 Q60? And if so, will you get it and start tuning yourself? For the VR30, there's only like one or two companies that use uprev. I think it's Z1 Motorsports and maybe another company, and they haven't had enough support for our VR30 one. For the VQ, I'm not too positive. I'm talking about the VQ for the Q50s. I'm not too positive if they use ECU Tech or UpRev. I know for the VQ37 for the G37 370Z, then yes, you can use both. But for the Q50, I'm not too positive for the 3.7. So, and you said, well, I'll start tuning myself. You know, I did think about learning tuning, but amongst the other things that I'm into, I think that would just be a little bit too much. And what I realize is this too: once you start tuning and you start turning on your own car, if you break your car, you bought it. So I'd rather not start tuning on my 3.0T. I would rather start tuning on a VQ37 because at least if something go wrong, it ain't as catastrophic as if you get knocked on 20 pounds of boost on your VR30. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, debating if I should just get springs or install coilovers. I'll lose it. I can't really go wrong with coilovers though. Right? Thanks. Okay, Diamond, a solid made J30. I had a solid one made for my J30. Damn, that's back in the day. You talking about J30s? What? That's a long time ago, man. What you know about that? Diamond, front and back. Larry, Detroit. What's going on, man? Can't believe Kjo channel isn't bigger. Guy has great info. Follow this dude, everything. And I'm remedial, so F that. Kjo, he just doesn't upload enough. Good guy, met him. Great guy, met him in Atlanta. Love his energy. Good, very information. But I think he's like an IT dude or something like that. He's into like his job, his career is very demanding, so he doesn't have the time. And when he brings out a video, he wants to talk technical, like really technical. Like I'm the type of guy who just talks about the basics and try to make it just easy for you guys to learn, especially from my own experience from dealing with it and what I go through with the car. In his case, he just wants to give you the really back end information that you guys don't really know about. Like if you're a geek and you like to know about like cell phones and pretty much how their processors are, and like the new Samsung phone that's coming out and it has like 1,000 zoom on it, which is crazy. But yeah, like if you guys are into that, he has a really good channel. Also, shout out to Enthusiast POV. He used to have a VQ. I mean, he has a VQ now, G37 6-speed manual sedan, but he had the silver 3.0T Sport Q60. Definitely his channel has a lot of information that I have too. Our information is similar, but he does have more experience when it comes to the tuning end. Also shout out to Speed Culture Studios. He has a Q50 3.7, so he has all the 3.7 content. So definitely follow his channel. And there's a few others that I might not speak in here about, but definitely those are some of the go-to channels if you're following the Q50 Q60 platform. All right, so let me go back to questions. No one asked a question here. So put 436 gears in. Okay, I don't know about that part. 436 gears. That sounds like a really high gear ratio. If that's even a gear ratio, 436. What is that on? Because our cars are like 309, 296, or 291. Know anyone ever geared up the Qs? If you're speaking about changing up the gears, no. At this current moment, we have like the same R190 diff or similar diff. Nissan and Infiniti been using like the same diff forever. Um, you can go with a smaller, shorter diff differential, but what would be the point? That would be really just for the track. Daily driving, or at least driving on the highway, your car's gonna sit at like 4,000 RPM at 65 miles an hour. It wouldn't make sense to have such a higher gear ratio. I mean, a lower gear ratio. Whatever. You know what I mean. But yeah. Okay, so I got some question. No need to think. Okay, cool. Otherwise than that, man, some more updates on the channel. For the guys who are watching, I got 25 of you guys. Some of you guys got the questions and signed out and left me already, which y'all just used me and threw me to a side like Kleenex. But some updates for the channel. I'm gonna be going to a few road race events and pretty much Mod to Fame. I don't know if you guys follow Mod to Fame on another YouTuber. He's this year he's gonna start having more dig race road racing events. Usually at a private track. It's a private event, and I'm gonna be going again. So this case, the last few videos you saw last year, I was mostly JV4. The last video I was tuned, but a lot of the cars were a lot faster. With him having more of an audience now, more people want to go. He raised the field up to like 60 cars now. There should be a lot more cars that I could probably compete with. And one of the things I'm going to say right now is dig only. Like I'm doing digs only. I'm looking into getting NT05R tires for the rear and going down to an 18-inch wheel in the rear. Just as a drag setup. So when I get there, I just swap out the rear tires and just throw on the drag set of tires. That's why I need to like get a little bit more people involved in this channel so I can bring up the revenue, because those tires are about 350 a pop. So I'm gonna get some Enki RPF ones or Enki NT03. So I'm gonna have an NT03 wheel or the NT05 tire. Isn't that kind of dope? And I'm gonna send it. Also, I'm gonna start going to the track more because I want to go for the pump gas record this year. See if I can get at least 11.4 at the track. I believe this car can definitely get there because it's trapping 120 on 93 pump. So I could just, but it was doing it with a crappy 60 foot at about almost 2.1, losing traction. So if I had a good tire, the best 60 foot I've had on these tires in better weather with the best amount of traction without brake boosting was 1.696, 1.696. And it was hotter outside too. So I know if I can get on a good day with good DA, good track prep, and some good tires that's made for the track, I think I could pull a 1.6, 1.5, maybe even 1.6 foot, a lower 1.6 foot, maybe 1.5, and maybe I can trap right around 120. I think I could get 11.4 or 11.3. That would be great. Other things for the channel. I'm on the fence on getting the car retuned. I'm thinking about getting the car retuned on E100 or even an MS109. Reason being is, well, road racing events I'll be going to, so that'll be good for the car because I can just throw in MS109 and then upload the map and send it. Also, once again, MS109 and E100 is a better fuel. So if it's a better fuel, that means I can have a more aggressive tune. And if I have a more aggressive tune, guess what I can do? Go to the track and see if I can get even a lower 11. So we'll see what happens. This stuff costs money. Once again, to get retuned is like $200, and MS109 by a 5-gallon jug is like $80. So I'm on the fence about that part. You guys already know I do want to get a second car, but I am just like some of you guys who own a house already, or some of you guys might be renting, wherever your situation is. I do want to own a house one day, so that's why I be busting my ass at work, saving all my nickels and dimes, and clearing up my credit. My credit's actually really good. I was always a credit genius. Maybe I should make a credit YouTube because I'm like really good at that part, at like helping people with their finances. Because some of my closest friends, they love that stuff. And I always help them with that too. So I'm not only helpful for like car stuff, I'm also helpful for like credit stuff and also relationships, which is something I do on the side too. But I went to school for some of that stuff. But anyway, the next thing, I do want to get the second car because once I get the G37, I could make more VQ content because you guys, it's a lot of modifications will still be streamlined with the 3.7 Q50, but also then I can start putting more money and time into the Q50 too because I need a reliable daily. So if I get a G37, then maybe I can go E85 now on the Q. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, oh, I appreciate that, Curry, man. Appreciate that $5 shot, man. I don't have any liquor on me today. I've been drinking water. Just got over work, so just hop right on live right after I got over work. But thank you for that. Let me see if you guys had asked some questions I might have missed. Give me a second because I was just giving you guys an update. Okay, I did miss some questions. I'm sorry, guys. Diamond, I hear you, but Okay, my J got 56 extra miles a gallon and 400 RPM. 400 RPM. Okay, cool. I was able to do my entire build myself with no mod knowledge in a month and a half because of Boost in Motion, Enthusiast POV, and Cadro. Props, bro. I'm out. Track day tomorrow. It's prep time. I appreciate that, Red Devil. Be careful. You know how the track is. You can break something. So just be careful with that, but have a good time, man. Charco, what's the good price to lower your G37 coupe? Sorry for all the lower questions. Trucker Black, it's okay, bro. You asked a regular question. Good price to lower it. Some shops will probably charge about 35. I hate to use this broad spectrum. Some shops might charge between 35 and 60 a corner. But here's the thing about shops. They have a base price. So some shops may have a base price no matter whatever it is. It might be 75 an hour, 90 an hour. But to do coilovers could be a 2 to 3 hour job. So if it's charging $100 an hour, that could be $300. You get what I'm trying to say? But all in all, if you have some friends that work on cars and or at least know how really good with tools, maybe on a day off, you might be able to just do it with some of your buddies. Just give them a few bucks, and it is what it is. It's not that complicated. You just really need some jack stands, and then you need jacks and a basic tool set with some extensions and a breaker bar. You'd be surprised what you could get done in an afternoon. Um, Let me see. 1 second, guys. Give me a second. Let me just get to some of the questions. 1 second. 1 second. What's a good price? Okay, great job with the live chat. Keep it moving forward. I appreciate that fast Q50. I appreciate all the love, man. Oh, appreciate that, Diamond man. I thank you, Diamond. I appreciate that. I can't say you bought me a shot, but you might have bought me a small little bottle. A small little bottle of like maybe Bacardi or something like that. I don't know if you drink. If not, you might have bought me a chicken sandwich. Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that very much. Let me go back. If I just missed any questions here. Okay, cool. When are you coming to North Carolina, bro? The car's getting big. Okay, car's getting big. Well, I would love to drive down to Atlanta because I went to Atlanta earlier this year, the first, and I had a great time. And I want to go there again when it's warmer and they have like Z days and stuff. But it would take time for me to make these stops. So if I did something in Charlotte, then I have something in Atlanta. It's just gonna take up time, and I don't. And plus, I have a day job, so it's hard for me to get that time off just to do this stuff. It's if this channel was if when this channel does pay me a lot more, I would do more. But at this current moment, it's not that level. But definitely, I would love to come down there one time. Maybe hopefully this time. You never know what happens in 3 to 6 months. Life changes. I might blow up. You never know. You never know what could happen. But I do appreciate it. I would love to meet all you guys that are watching because I do want to visit some parts of this great America that we live in. And so for some of my Canadians, I'm not gonna go to all those different parts of Canada. I'm only going to like Montreal and maybe Toronto, maybe Quebec at the moment. But I'm really not gonna drive to Canada. Okay, cool. What made you fall in love with Nissan Infinity brand? I have a 2010 Nissan Altima Coupe, and she's quick. All right, Curry, I've been banging with you for a good while. That's a good question. What made me fall in love with the Nissan brand is this. This is to my 26 people that's watching. Um, when I first started driving cars, whatever, or started looking into cars, I like all the typical cars, Mercedes, BMW, all that stuff, right? This is like 90s. But I originally liked the original Nissan Maxima, the square ones. You know what I'm talking about? The square ones from like the 80s. And I live in Brooklyn, New York. So in the hood, people used to put the chrome on the bottom side of the door and it said Maxima. I don't know. I thought it was just so cool. They'll put like 18-inch wheels and then loud systems. And I just liked that look. And then the fourth gen Maximas came out, and I really like those cars. I just like the way they look too. Not from Fast and the Furious, just I just like the body style of the car. I thought it just looked nice, and it made a nice now noise when you put the exhaust on it. I never really fell in love with Hondas or nothing. But then when it came for me to purchase a car, I researched a lot of cars. I'm talking about a lot. And one of the biggest things that I wanted was reliability. I wanted a car that if I get it, it doesn't go boom. So I always stayed away from timing because this is me doing my research as a kid. You have timing chains, you have timing belts. Anything with a timing belt, I literally said I don't want to purchase it because if that belt pops, you can lose the motor. But when I saw that the VQs had a time and chain, I was like, this is some good technology. I love this. So that sold me on getting the car, even though yes, the VQ still had the other issues. I knew that that motor was always gonna run though. I knew that motor was always gonna keep running as long as I kept on keep that oil in it. So that's what made me fall in love with the brand, the VQ motor, and the reliability from this platform. That was mainly it. Good question, Curry. I like that. That was a great question, bro. Um, and okay, no doubt. Okay, cool. Blah 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 blah. I was interested in a Q50. Did a little research and found out about the electrical steering. Heard it is dangerous to stay away from. And do you know anything about that? Ed Wayman. Sorry I'm getting to your question so late, like 5 minutes late. Honestly, bro, this is the future. Electronic steering is on most cars now. The fact that the Dodge Hellcat is just now getting electric steering, literally now it's getting electric steering, but it is what it is. It's the future. I would say stay away from the 2014 because that was like one of the first years they implemented it, and of course they had to have revisions and things changed with the later years. My 2015, I had no issues, but there are people who've had specific issues with their electronic steering, but it's not like if you think about a sample size, right? Let's say it's 50,000 Q50 sold, and they all have electrical steering. Probably like just a quick number, probably 10 out of those 50,000 might have had a problem with the electrical steering. Literally, like 10 people. So I only, and that's just, and that's a sample of people, you know. And an enthusiast group, remember, we're enthusiasts here. So out of those 50,000 people, the enthusiasts might be 1,000 or 500 people. So it's even a smaller speck of a speck. Don't be afraid of electrical steering. But if you can find a Q50 without the electrical steering, which is out there, I would recommend you can do that too. It's just that I'm not gonna lie, going away from power steering is just one less thing to really worry about. Because when the electrical steering fails, you can still steer the car. Like you can still steer it. It's just a lot harder because now it's like having no power steering at all. So it's not like your car's gonna go and turn and kills you or anything like that. You wouldn't want any of that. Give me a second, guys. Let me go back up to some questions. But good question though. Nice on your goals. This may have been spoken. 400Z package. Okay, is the Z1 400 horsepower worth it for the 3.7 at Phantom? To be honest, I've made a video about this, but I can talk to you briefly about it. I'm not a fan of headers, so that's one of the things. Like I think headers are just so expensive for small amount of gains. I think you can honestly, not think, you can definitely get a best bang for test pipes and exhaust and a tune and intakes rather than spend all that extra money just installing headers in itself. And change also, it doesn't include you changing out the intake manifold, I believe, and it doesn't include the tune. So you're spending a lot of extra money. And what will be the gain? Majority of people with all those modifications are going to make between 320 to 340 wheel horsepower tuned on 93 pump. And you're gonna spend that's probably at least almost $5,000 just to get there. Yes, the car is a different animal. Yes, the car is a different beast. But at the end of the day, 5-6 grand going through all those headaches and spending money on labor, I don't think it's just cost efficient enough. I think you can literally cut that price in half by just doing test pipes, CATBACK exhaust intakes, and a tune. That intake manifold swap, the headers, it's just more extra money that literally can yield 5 more wheel horsepower. I don't know if that's up to you. If you love your car, love it. I'm listening. At the end of the day, when I get a G37, I'm probably gonna do all the stuff I'm telling you guys not to do, but I'm only doing it because I have a channel and I want to display the results to you guys. So I'm gonna have to take the hit, you know. But you guys who literally did your daily cars, if you're gonna keep the car though, I don't see a problem with it. Like, if you're gonna keep the car, I just want you to know though, after you spend it, you're gonna like, wow, this wasn't a really big change. I've done headers on my Maxima days, and I really didn't like it. Like it was just like this was a waste, a complete waste. It didn't give me that. I thought I was slapping on a turbocharger or a supercharger. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, I don't know how long I've been on live with you guys, but this has been great. Maybe I've been on live for what, almost 2 hours now, right? Yo, whoever's watching, just hit the like. It's like 24 of you guys. Hit the like if you haven't already. And definitely, man, I appreciate I'm hanging out with you guys. I said I would be allowed for at least 2 hours with you guys. Let me get back to the questions. Okay, Wait. I live for sandwich. Ultima was my first in 1994. Okay, just get the intake, plenum, pick and choose your headers and high flow cats or test pipes because you're still gonna have to get it tuned. Okay, cool. Right on. Almost did buy. Okay, cool. 1 second, guys. Can't go wrong with Infiniti Nissan Versa. Not really a Versa fan. I know because I'm not really into eco cars. Yes, I think they're good daily drivers. If you just want an A to B car, yes. But after a while, sometimes they make a lot of these cars just they literally just give you bargain eco box cars. I'm not saying the Versa is a bad car, just not it. It's just no. Like they should have just left it at Sentra. It should have been Sentra, Ultima, Maxima. They should have not have made all these cars under the Sentra. That's it. They should have never went that far. Heck, I had to learn to trust airbags. Diamond said he had to trust airbags, bro. I mean, I'm 32, so when I was younger, I forgot what car my father had, was an old car. It had no airbags, but I didn't think nothing as a kid. As I got older, I'm like, whoa, I could have died at any period if this guy crashed the car because the seatbelt would have helped, but woof, no airbags. This could hurt. This could really hurt. Let me just get back to the question. When does it end? Laugh aloud, not needing to think. Okay, man, I kind of know your answer to this, but should they bring back the manual grannies in the sedans? Oh no, they're not gonna. They're not gonna. You got to think about the cost of making these products. People all drive automatics. It's probably 5% of 5% who drive manual cars not left in America now. They're not gonna bring a manual back. That's not gonna happen. Um, just got a Q50 3.6. Wait. I missed something. Sorry. 1 second. Being a boomer one day, I need the driver assist. Laugh aloud. Just got a Q50 3.7, and I want some sound for cheap. Would you recommend a muffler delete? Well, now he asked a different question. He said he wants to modify for sound. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. If you want for sound now, a muffler delete may be for you because you want just sound. You don't care about performance. You just want the sound. Yes, the muffler delete will give you that GTR noise. But I just want you to know, depending on how you are, some people don't like it. It sounds good to start, but after a while they get tired of it. So my recommendation is if you really want, there are aftermarket AXLEBACKs you can choose to buy, which will just muffle it a little bit. It still changes the exhaust note, but it'll just muffle it a little bit and it'll just have a cleaner noise. Because the muffler delete isn't really as the cleaner noise as you really think it is. Um, I'm looking to get a Q50 next month and a half. I'm catching up with the questions. What's a good year to get, by the way? And I love all the information. At Demetrius, I appreciate you very much for hanging in there, watching my videos. I hope you guys are all subscribed. Um, well, it depends on what you want to get. There's two. You have the 3.7, which is a workhorse V6. Reliable car. If it's your daily driver, this motor will probably drive into the dirt. Like you will be good. But understand if you're gonna be modifying the car, you won't have as much performance as a twin turbo V6 3.0. Now, if you want the V6 3.0, I would recommend honestly at this point you can get a 2016 because some of the most common problems seem like they're common problems throughout all the years. It's not necessary to a specific year. But if you can, noticing that the prices have gotten so cheap on 3.0Ts, I would recommend getting a 2018 Lux if you really want to, or premium, or yeah, Lux or whatever, because they're about the same price as the 2016. So you still have the same motor, you just get different, slightly more up to date features in the 2018 compared to the 2016. And if you want a 3.7, get the 2015 because the 2014 did have some specific issues with it when it came to some of the electronics. I think the ABS and some other weird nonsense with it because it was like the first year made. But the training and the motor is fine. It's just that specific electronic problems. Kevin, watching your stream from the Mark III in the car. Kevin, yo, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Shout out to NAVIKS, but I'm getting rid of the unit. it's not wireless. I want a wireless unit, and I want to change up the whole center console. That's why I like the Phoenix units, because it's a whole one piece look. But it did take them 3 to 4 revisions to get there. When they first came out, I was gonna buy it, but then people bought it already, and they were saying it was laggy, it was sticky, it was terrible performance. I was like, no, I'm not getting it. They're like the version 3 or 4 now. It looks great. So that may be a next trigger I might have to pull on infotainment. I really like how it looks, and it makes the interior look a lot more up to date. Whew. Okay, done. What? Who needs teeth? Haha, go ahead and get the mufflers, Lee. It's cheap. You'll enjoy the sound for now. My G sounds like a GTR. Yup, a little bit. Like Boost Motion said. Yeah, get old fast. But Diamond's right. Yo, it gets old fast. Like, it's nice. Mufflers Lees are nice, but it's like after a while you're like you want more of a pure sound. It's just something weird about it. It's nice for a little while, but once you actually change out the exhaust, then you're like, okay, I really want a good catback exhaust that was designed for the proper noise. But to be more affordable for sound, the muffler delete just adds right there if you just care about sound and sound only. My okay, I'll go ahead and get more. Okay, good. 1 second, guys. Apparently, the next trans for the as Arthur said at the start of this video. Wait, Diamond has said just picked up a 2017 for under 30K. Yeah, correct. Hey, Boost, why when I fill my tank up on my G35, it only says 147,000 miles empty, and I just filled up? Because, Randy, you're pressing the gas too hard. Whoa, that's bad. But it also could be just the old electronics. Are you really only getting 147 miles? Are you pressing the little computer, or are you checking it? Because if you're really only getting 147 miles to the tank, that's actually pretty bad, because my DE motor was getting at least 200. My DE motor. My HR motor, my 3.5 HR motor, was still getting about, once again, 200 to maybe 230 to the tank. And I'm talking about city, Brooklyn. So I don't know what you might have done to your car when it came to modifications, but you definitely gotta look into that, bro. You always check your mass airflow, clean your mass airflows out, mass airflow cleaner. Clean out change your air filters, change out your spark plugs. Check your PCV valve, make sure that it's not sucking in any oil and dirty in the intake system. Get a fuel injector cleaner. You'd be surprised. Maybe that mess might need to be cleaned out. And finally, if you have any oxygen sensor codes, your oxygen sensors may be fouled up. It might be, or if you have a older G35. Oh, what's going on, Curry? I got you right now. Let me just finish this off, Curry. All right. If you do have a G35 and you still have cats, sometimes they get blocked up depending on how much high mileage you have. So that can actually hinder your performance if the cat starts to become a clog. That happens on higher mileage VQs or any car with cats in it. It's just something that happens. All right, Curry jumps in and says there was a time when a YouTube car was the GTR or YouTube, okay, but now it seems like Hellcats. Oh, what car is next to be next YouTube car in the next year or two? Okay, Curry asked a good question. I got you guys another question, but Curry gave me a shot, so I gotta answer this question. So pretty much what Curry's saying is we're all car guys, right? At some point, whatever we're into. And we like watching specific cars on YouTube, right? So at one point, GTR was like the hottest thing, and maybe a Corvette, and no, vice versa, right? So right now, the hottest thing on the internet, shoot, even McLaren's was like the one, like I think 2019, 2018 was the hottest. But now at this point, it's Hellcats again. Hellcats are killing the game again. So he's asking me, what do I think, and what do you guys think is the next hot YouTuber's car that everyone's gonna have? Honestly, it started to become the GT500, but I realized the GT500 isn't badass enough for everyone to go get it, because you really can't really get a manual, and we don't know the performance part of it yet. That's one, and it's such a limited production too. I want to say the C8, but I don't know. I can't say it's the C8 because I gotta wait and see. It could be the C8 though, because But Chevy doesn't make anything nobody really. Okay, Chevy, we love Chevy Corvettes. We love the Camaros. We love that. But when it comes to the content the last 5 years, the top of the content was always been Mustangs, Hellcats, and I would say GTRs and McLarens and high performance McLarens and stuff like that. So it could be the C8. If the C8 comes out and a bunch of people start going to the track with them, taking them to the racetrack, they put throwing superchargers on them and they're getting really quick in quarter miles. I can see the C8 becoming the next YouTuber's car. But then to be honest, I don't know. I don't know. The Hellcat is a badass car, man. You look at that girl, they have the wide body on it now. It makes all the good noises. We don't care that it can't go around the track. We like that it does burnouts in a circle. We like that it has almost 800 horsepower, even if it's a 392, almost 500 horsepower. And it just screams America. You know, anybody could get in there and drive. Adds plenty of room. Dodge has done a good marketing. Honestly, Curry, I really wish I could answer this question. I would want to say it would be the C8. I thought it would be the Supra, but no one really cares for it. The Supras aren't outselling. Yeah, I can't even say the C8. To be on Curry, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I honestly can't say it's the C8 because I don't think that's not everyone's flavor. Let me get to some of the questions. Sorry, guys. Don't forget the timing belt issue on the older Q50s. 17 they were supposed to have fixed it, but the same model still had a problem. DJ Fluid speaking about a timing belt issue. That's not really a timing belt issue. We do not have a timing belt issue on the VR30s. We have a serpentine belt issue. This is for the accessories for the alternator and the AC compressor, and pretty much that's it. So when this belt, what happens is this belt starts to stretch out because we have a tensioner that is spring loaded. So because it's spring loaded, it pushes on this rubber, and over time and heat, what happens with rubber when you add heat to it? It starts to stretch out and melt, right? So that's what happened a lot onto a lot of the earlier models. Also, the earlier models had this AC compressor alignment issue. To be honest on video, I don't work for Infiniti. I think that shit is full of bullshit. Honestly, I think it's the auto tensioner. The auto tensioner, if you guys ever tried to push down this auto tensioner by hand, you can't. Think about that. It's spring loaded, right? I don't know if you ever guys ever had like these little these things that you work on in your hand to help get your grip up, and you press on them. The auto tensioner I can't push down by hand. This tensioner is pushing on a rubber band that spins around. It's gonna in a heated engine bay. That auto tensioner is that spring is too it has such a high spring rate. That's why I honestly think why those people kept on losing their serpentine belts. But I'm not an engineer. You know, these guys sent all these engineers and they came up with an AC compressor being misaligned. Screw that shit. But anyways, okay, 1 second, guys, because I was on a rant right there. Thanks for all the info, and next time you're in Atlanta, put it in your post so I can definitely try to catch up. Demetrius, of course I am. Everybody can watch it. If I am going to any city from this point on, I'm definitely gonna put everything on my YouTube too. Those first 2 meets I had was just something that I did just to see if people would actually come. I don't want to set up a big meet and 5 people show up. I might cry. You know what I'm saying? Start tearing. So I'd rather not do so. But I'm definitely gonna do all the next meets. I'm definitely gonna post it on my YouTube too, and even videos so you guys can know, like, okay, cool, Boost will be here at this date and this time, and these people will be here too. So yeah, there we go. Randy, damn, I'm sick right now. Ron, with all the issues Nissan's having, do you think Project Black S is ever gonna happen, and will it have an LSD? Well, probably won't have an LSD. We already know that. But Project Black S, because the funny thing about Infiniti is they want to go with the electrification. So for them to continue to make only gasoline powered cars is kind of against what they want to do. The Black S is a hybrid powered car, which is completely dope, and I like that they're gonna have a parallel hybrid and a hybrid from the Black S, but they still don't know